Hello and welcome to Diaspora Digital Media. The program is As It Dey Happen. We pick on trending issues around the country and around the globe, issues that actually hit to what's going on now. One of the things that has just taken place is the COPDEM Scholarship Program, an initiative that is intended to alleviate, to some extent, the hardship undergone by students in our tertiary institutions across the country. But alas, we have an obstacle. What that is, stay tuned and you'll get the whole gist. Today we're going to discuss that is Dr. Ugoweke. Doctor, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, listeners.
Thank you. And also, Mr. Kevin Dako. Kevin, you're
Thank
welcome.
you. Thank you, Mr. Palm. Glad to be here.
That's great. Doctor, can you give us a background, a big background of the COPDEM scholarship project?
Thank you, Mr. Rampam. The COPDEM Scholarship Project was an initiation of COPDEM, which means that the COPDEM have actually initiated the idea of assisting students who are in tertiary institutions in Nigeria, particularly this point in time where there are hardships. Parents are struggling to feed the family, and on top of that, they are also having to sponsor their children in tertiary institution. So, as part of what we do in COPDEM, which is assisting the people, we decided to have a scholarship program to assist those young people who are in tertiary institution. And that's how it came about.
Brilliant. Mr. Kevin, how did it go? When was the exam to take place and how was the enrollment?
Okay, let me start from the enrollment. Overall, in total, we had about 5,000 plus people who applied. Then, after sifting out the duplicates and everything, we had a total of 4,800 applicants. As at the close of day, that's February 10th, when it ended. We went ahead to send notifications to candidates for the exam. Then by around 10 p.m., 10 a.m. on the day of the exam started. Everything went well. So far, so good. Everything went well until we got one or two fillers from evidence to show that and there was an issue somewhere when it comes to the questions went out there on groups. We have evidence to show that the questions went out there on groups, and it's in order to avoid the proliferation of results that were questionable. We had to abort and reduce the time frame by 2 p.m. But so far so good. A lot of students took the test within that time frame. That's about a 4 hour time frame, 10 to 2.
Wow. So if I get you right, um, the test was supposed to be from 10 a.m. to what time?
10:45 a.m. 10:45 a.m. to supposed to be actually from 10:45 a.m. to 6 a.m. so that everybody could write. That was
Yes.
actually the initial plan. Yeah, initial plan.
Okay, why that long span of time? What was the rationale behind it?
Okay, we wanted as much people as possible to take the test. But we had already made efforts to make sure that everything should go on well behind the scenes. The questions were actually not numbered; they were reshuffled, and we never envisaged, for instance, that such kind of thing could happen. But that was actually the time frame.
Okay.
Initially, we actually thought about making it short, but just to I think to accommodate everyone. But it was unfortunate. Unfortunate.
Okay. It was supposed to be
Wow.
from about 10 to 6 p.m. so that
Wow.
everybody would have some time at least to key in, log, and write his test or her test.
Yes, it was just a 35 minutes test, so it wouldn't have taken anybody's time. So at least
Mm.
number of people who applied should be able to cover
Yeah.
to be able to write. But
Okay,
so
you,
far
you
so
made
good.
mention, you made mention of something like evidence to show that the test was compromised. What kind of evidence are you?
What we saw was somebody had given us fillers, had made calls and said this is what was going on. We didn't take it serious at first until we got fillers and the person sent evidence snapshot from groups with all the 50 questions posted as PDF as PDF documents in a group. I was actually shocked when I saw that. In fact, in the scholarship group for students. So it's also
Wow.
sent it to my. They also sent it to my second. All the questions. It's like the person prepared to snap all the questions, then proliferate it out there. That's exactly what we saw.
So this is interesting.
So
Like these Nigerian
that's
students
it.
that we hope are going to be leaders of Nigeria tomorrow, and we're trying. COPDEM is trying to ensure that they have palliatives. I mean, some kind of support. But all of a sudden, they had snapped the photo screen, the questions, and shared to their friends on the platform to answer as well. That is Dr. Ugoweke.
Yeah.
What do you have to say?
It was actually a student that just reading the. It was actually a student that just reading the.
Okay. Yes. I obviously act as the chairman of the scholarship board for
Hmm.
COPDEM. And when the information came to light that the
Okay.
students, some of the candidates was screenshotting the questions and answers and sending them across to their network of friends and families, we
Hmm.
then had to obviously have a quick rethink about what intervention we have to put in place because
Exactly.
we felt given COPDEM's reputation of an organization that is pride itself of being transparent, that prides itself of equal opportunity, we felt that it would be unfair for people who had found their way to cheat and manipulate the system to get high marks and end up winning the million naira target. I mean, million naira award. So for that
Hmm.
reason, we decided to stop terminate the program at 2 o'clock on that day in order for us to reassess the situation and obviously decide what to do after that. But like you said already, Prince Rampam, it's ridiculous that
Hmm.
here we are as an organization that is trying to help young people to build a better tomorrow. COPDEM
Hmm.
is here for good governance. We are partnering with different agencies, different organs, particularly young people, because we
Hmm.
believe that young people are the future of Nigeria. The current generation, political generation of Nigeria has messed the country up. So we actually
Hmm.
had the hope that these young people who are going to be the leaders of tomorrow would at least have a sense of uprightness and trustworthiness. But I have to say that I was deeply, deeply disappointed that a certain group of people decided to want to cheat the system. And that is not acceptable. Hence why we had to stop the program at 2 o'clock on the day.
Because actually, it doesn't make sense for somebody to rig his way or her way through and get a prize. I don't think that's what Coalition for the Protection of Democracy stands for at
Absolutely
all.
not. Absolutely
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, so Kevin, as at the point of stopping the test, that was around 2 p.m. or so. How many students have actually written the test from the data of about 4 or 5 thousand that you mentioned?
Yeah, at the end of that period, we had a total of about 1,800 students that had written the test. Just 1,800 students.
Ah, that
Yeah,
means about 3,000 or thereabout would have been disenfranchised because one or two or three or 10 Judases have decided to compromise.
yes, yes.
What's the way forward now, sir?
Okay, what we've decided is giving, like what you said, is unfair, and COPDEM is for fairness. For about 60% of the registrants not to have the opportunity to take the test. So we have decided to redo or relaunch the program again all over, which means that every candidate has the opportunity to rewrite the test again. So whether you have written it before, like Kevin said, about 1,800 people, candidates had already written it. Those who have written and those who haven't would now have the opportunity to write it again. And the date for the rewrite is on the 2nd of March, 2024. I'll leave Kevin to give us the time, but those of you, I'm speaking to you directly, the 5,000 or so candidates who has been disenfranchised, or 3,000 or thereabout, do not
Mhm,
worry, because we know that there are brilliant ones amongst you. We know that there are those who are trustworthy amongst you,
mhm.
and you shouldn't be penalized because of the act of a few individuals. So don't worry, you will have the opportunity to rewrite the election, the test on the 2nd of March 2024. Thank you.
So the COPDEM scholarship test would now be rewritten on the
Yes.
2nd of March 2024.
Yes. Yes, yeah, it will be written on the 2nd of March 2024, and we'll just give them a 1 hour window frame. So, 2nd of March 2024, to begin at exactly 11 a.m. and to end by 12 noon. In fact, we already sent out and details to them for that, so they can just be ready to take the test. And apart from the fact that a lot of them complained about 1 or 2 things, I didn't see my result and the rest. We've also written it out there through the link we gave through the press release that they should try and get a good network, because whatever happens within that 1 hour frame, once 1 hour is done, the 1 hour is done, and the test portal is closed. So it's 11 o'clock to 12 noon. Everybody goes back there to write the, the, the test, and that will be it.
So 2nd of March 2024. That should be a Saturday.
Yes, that's a Saturday.
A Saturday, and most students should be free by then. So there's no need to give a wide window.
Yeah.
Anybody who is able to log in from 11 to 12, log in and write the test. What happens to the test that has been written, that was written on the 15th or thereabouts?
The test that has been written on the 15th has been nullified. So we had 1,800 candidates. And obviously, on behalf of COPDEM, I would apologize to those of the candidates who had genuinely written their
Mm.
tests, that we then had to cancel all the tests given what had happened. Actually, looking at the data in the back office, what we found was that about six candidates had 90%, and some of them had done the test within 17 minutes. 17 minutes, and we didn't think that that would have been possible. So you can imagine if we had allowed it to go ahead, and if that person had cheated and then had gone ahead and won the 100 million, sorry, the 1 million naira prize, how would that feel? How would that look like? It would look as though COPDEM is promoting fraud, and we in COPDEM Do not take things like that lightly. So, yes, everyone would have to go and rewrite the test. And that's where we're going forward with that. Thank you.
Thank you. I think I agree with that too, because if there was malpractice, there's no need to allow that test to stand. So great work. The test that was compromised is totally cancelled. A new test will be written on the 2nd of March 2024, which is a Saturday, from 11 in the morning, 11 a.m. to 12 noon. So if you have contested, if you have registered, you be ready for the test. Make your program flexible so you can write. And like Kevin said, get a strong network. If you don't have a good network around your area, move to a place where your network can be strong. If it is from your SIM card, well, you should know what to do. If you really want to contest, you are brilliant. And of course, an apology. Apologies to all those who were not able to write the test because of the misdeeds of some Judases within the system. You still have a good chance to write. COPDEM should ensure that the prize is going to the people who deserve it. Kevin, any other word of advice generally as we
Yeah,
wrap up?
yeah. I would definitely advise, like just like you said, you should go for a strong network, and I also advise the like it seems this thing is new to a lot of people. In fact, we're even bringing a new feature to tighten the news in the test. So I would advise everybody that they should just try and do the test within short. Try and be if you work within a particular time frame to answer their questions, or is the computer can we will just yank the question and go on to the next within a time frame. I also advise that. Like somebody said, one of the students called me out today. I did the test. Answered everything, and I was waiting for the timer to finish and the timer to submit for me. I had to ask him. I said, but you saw a button there that shows that you should submit or finish. That showed finish." And once you click finish, it will immediately show you your score. He said he was waiting, and while he was waiting, his network went off, and that's how
Aha.
and so he could not submit. He
Oh,
was
so
asking for his
you finished answering his questions, and you're
and
waiting for
was
the thing
waiting.
to quickly
He said
submit.
it was at 23 minutes or so. He has finished answering. So he was just looking and waiting. So I think the link we gave in the press release, it's all spelled out there that at least they should make sure they submit that, click that submit button. Because once you do that and click that submit button, immediately it's automated. It will show you your score.
Mm,
And even there, we will put it there that as it shows your score, try and screenshot it for in case for future reference or
mhm,
whatever. It's written there on behalf of the community. Try and screenshot your score. And so they were asking me what was my score. Yeah, definitely he was waiting and he lost network. Our networks can be funny sometimes.
mm.
I also had another one where he said for almost 2 hours he was waiting for network. We are just given a 1 hour time frame, and we're going to be very strict about this. So they should just try and work within this particular time frame. Um, this will be fair for us all. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. Dr. Ngorik, any closing remarks?
Thank you. Thank you very much, Prince Rampam. Like Kevin said, I would advise every candidate to please read the instruction and follow the guidelines. That way, you could be certain that you've done your best. COPDEM has set this scholarship scheme up to help the young people, students who are in tertiary institution. We're here to work with you, to partner with you for a better Nigeria. Nigeria is in your hands, but you've got to make the best out of it. You have to be in education in order for you to be a leader. And to be a leader, we need people who are credible, people who are trustworthy, people who are transparent to be leaders of tomorrow. So if you are one of those, and hopefully you turn out to be the winner of the prize or come first, second, third, then we would be working with you in COPDEM. We'll partner with you, and you would be COPDEM's ambassador. Do you know what that means? So I encourage every young person, go out there. You've got a second chance. This is a second chance. do not mess it up. Do not let anyone discourage you. Do not let anyone tell you some false stories about COPDEM. COPDEM is for real. It is genuine. And this competition is for real. The 1 million naira prize is for real. So please, I would encourage you to go ahead and redo this test on the 2nd of March from 11 o'clock to 12 p.m. And I wish you all the best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Miss Dr. Wiki. Now, let me just put this one through on a tight corner. Nigeria has found itself where it is because whenever we have rules, the implementation body doesn't have the willpower to actually execute it. And when laws are faulted, there is no corrective measures. What will happen? Do you have any thoughts to those who would try to cheat the system again in case you're able to identify them? Is there any corrective measure that the committee may likely take?
Yeah, absolutely. There is consequences for any bad behavior. And as such, if anyone attempts to cheat again and we find out that individual specifically will be completely barred from taking part in any further COPDEM arranged scholarship scheme. This is the first one, 2024. It would be an ongoing rolling arrangement that would happen year in, year out. So if you take the risk this time and you want to cheat the system, then consider yourself not being able to get the opportunity again because we would blacklist you from in COPDEM. That would be the consequences for anyone who tries to cheat again this time.
Will it be possible to publish such names so that others will know the bad eggs among them?
Yes, but we'll have to look at the legal implications for that because obviously we, like I said, in COPDEM, we pride ourselves in following the rule of law. And if we have the legal power to do that, yes, we'll be publishing the names of those individuals in order to name and shame, if you like. But
Mhm.
obviously, we will be speaking to our legal advisors before that will be done. But that would be something that we would be looking into, yes.
Thank you very much, Dr. Wike and Mr. Kevin Jackwell. It's been a pleasure having you on As They Happen. And to you watching us right there at home, if you're a candidate, if you have registered, make sure you prepare for the rewrite of the exam because we cannot flow on an atmosphere of corruption and injustice, no fairness, and no credibility. As leaders of tomorrow, it is honors on you to do your best, like the chairman of the scholarship committee has said very, very clearly. We cannot promote corruption, and that is what COPDEM stands for. Thank you very much for having the time. From the Diaspora Digital Media, I remain Van Pam Jr. say thanks for watching.